Parenting is crazy, right? In the decade that I have been parenting my son, I have had to ask questions like, why is your shoe in the toilet? And okay, exactly how many of those magnets did you swallow? He is also the reason that I have very truthfully uttered the sentence, oh, we would have made it to intermission if I just made him wear pants. And that's the story I'm gonna tell you tonight. See, for me, parenting feels like one of those cooking reality shows, where they give you these mystery ingredients and then you have like 10 minutes to make a 5-course meal, except with parenting, it's like no one's ever cooked anything ever before and everything's on fire. But when it came my turn to be on that show, the judges came up to me and they were like, all right, your ingredients are a live octopus, an old shoe, and some motor oil. Bon appetit. See, because my son Griffin is 10. He's insanely intelligent. He is unbelievably hilarious. He's almost constantly singing, and he is delightfully weird. He is also the perfect blend of autism and ADHD and a few other things mixed in, which when you all boil it down means that his mind and his body are in near constant motion. And that motion is often in two diametrically opposed directions. So it's my job as his parent to kind of monitor everything that's coming in and out, right? If we go back to the cooking, it's like everything that goes in the pot, I gotta make sure it's right. Because I know that if you add just a teaspoon of loud noises, and then maybe a smattering of unexpected changes to the plan, boom, you go from making a lava cake to making one of those science fair experiment volcanoes that's just like exploding everywhere. It's risky business. And sometimes it can be hard for us to find recipes that we both enjoy. So if we go back to 2020, Griffin is 5, and we are locked in the house because of the pandemic. Now, should a 5-year-old boy know every single word to Hamilton the musical? Oh, probably not. But mine did, because he loved it, and I loved it, and we watched it 100 times. He knew all the words to the songs, and he danced along with the Schuyler sisters, and he loved all the canons. And so it was just something that we could share together and enjoy. So a few years later, when that same Hamilton the musical was coming to our local theater for a live performance, I became like mad scientist chef mom, and I'm like, what can I mix together to make this possible? Because I don't want him to miss out on key moments and memories just because I don't know how to season the chili, you know what I mean? So I look at everything that's coming into this. We've got the live octopus of this giant crowd of people. And then we've got the old shoe of like, he has to sit in one place for an extended period of time. And then the motor oil of the whole thing is that this performance is actually the night before school starts for the year. And I'm thinking even Gordon Ramsay can't make something good out of this. But I have this feeling, like it could be one of those meals that you remember for a lifetime. So I persist. I do a lot of taste testing, experimenting, right? And I think I get just the right mixture of pre-planning and time management and maternal instinct to get us to the holy land of intermission. But of course, the world wants to add its own ingredients to my meticulously crafted and perfectly pre-proportioned meal. So throw in some bay leaves from the valets because they only take cash. So now I gotta run and find an ATM at the last minute. Then dump in some, 2 cups of tomato sauce because for some reason my child gets a bloody nose as we walk in the building. And then I'm just trying to add a little flavor, a little salt at the end, and the top just comes right off of that thing because for the first time in his little life, he has no interest in a snack. So now we are there early with nothing to do, and I'm like, this isn't even gonna be edible at this point. But I work my mama magic. I mix everything together, and I get us to the main course. And as the spotlight goes up and the actors come out on the stage, I'm just staring over at him. And as those first few notes echo in the building, his face lights up like a freaking firecracker. He's just like, ah. And at the end of that first song, he's clapping so hard, I think he's gonna bruise his poor little palms. And I've got tears in my eyes because I'm like, yes, we made it happen. He's eating it up. This is great. And I sit back and relax, and he's just loving the rotating stage, and every time the cannons go boom, he's just like, oh man, and it's great. But as with all recipes, you have to pay attention to how long you leave them on the burner. Now, what's the burner in this case? That would be velvet seat cushions. Now, a luxury for many, but for my child's exposed skin, because of his shorts, they were our undoing. His legs got itchy, he couldn't sit still, and so while poor Eliza was singing somewhere 3 or 4 numbers before intermission, we had to hightail it out of there. Now, I learned a lot that night. First of all, long pants are a required wardrobe element if I ever take my son to the theater, which I have since, and we have made it to intermission. Thank you very much. But also, I learned once again that creating these gourmet moments for my child, no matter how crazy the ingredients or ridiculous the recipes, will always be the most satisfying thing I can ever do.